cabin.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back. Guess what that is? That means my oven, our oven, is preheated. And what I have in it right now, haha, you want to see? All right, give me 1 second. Well, I have my Piqua favorite. I'm heating them up. That's right. And this guy. Cancel that out. You see that? It's a little hard. This light's not the ideal, but this is a Griswold. That's right. I picked up a number 9 italicized Griswold heat ring. This thing is really cool. Well, actually, it's really hot, but I just bought that pan. On Friday. I went to our favorite thrift store that we found some good things, and it was there amongst some other cast iron pieces. One of which I did buy. I'm going to intend to sell it, but the number 9 Griswold italicized heat ring logo, all that stays. I paid, I'm almost embarrassed to say, but it was $10. Yeah, it's a $250 pan to the right buyer. I've seen them go for that online. It's pretty crazy, but they are very popular. Griswold cast iron is, it's the last word in cast iron, along with Wagner ware. Now, Wagner and Griswold get all the fame. They get all the attention. But let me just tell you this. That favorite Piqua, it actually rivals the Griswold in my opinion. But I have not cooked with the Griswold yet. I have not. And this video is going to be its inaugural cooking. We're going to be cooking some bacon and all that. So it's good to start off when fresh seasoned cast iron is cooked with bacon. It actually helps build the season up and all that stuff. So, I haven't really been the cast iron guru. I actually have to give my the good part of my knowledge and understanding to a subscriber and friend of mine on Facebook. That would be Josh, and he's the one I got that wonderful old Winfield number 0 standard from. But he's into cast iron. He's been coaching me on cast iron, so a lot of the things I know I got from him. Also, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about cast iron, which is really exciting because it's great to cook with. It really is. But anyways, we're going to start cooking. So we have some batter here. I'm going to actually have to whisk the batter. I haven't even added the water yet. I got some eggs, of course. You can't have breakfast without that, in my opinion. And of course, some bacon. Good old bacon from the grocery store, from the butcher shop. So, coffee. You can't go wrong with coffee. So here we go. We're going to get the flame going. Since I already preheated the pans, I want to get some fire under them so we can start things off. There we go. Okay, nice medium heat. Yeah, handles are pretty warm still since they were in the oven preheating. Now, why did I do that? Well, that's a little hack that I learned from some of the experts out there about cast iron. Because if you put a cold iron over your fire, over a period of time, if you keep doing that, just instantly hitting with hot, high heat to get the pan up to temperature, then you're going to warp your cast iron. You're going to warp your cooking surface. So if you have a nice pan that's perfectly flat, doesn't wobble on your stovetop or any flat surface, you want to make sure that stays that way. So you want to preheat it in the oven. I know that seems like an extra step, more work. Like, why would you do that it's just a pan? No, it's not just a pan. The pleasure of cooking in one of these that's perfectly flat and well seasoned, I'm a fan, big fan. Anyways, so preheating your oven to 100, 150 or whatever, and then letting them sit in there and warm up, that's going to do you a lot of good in the long run. And then you already have a hot pan, so all you have to do is add the fire, and then you're about ready to go. So let me add some water to this batter so we can make some pancakes. Well, sound good? I think so. So let's get going here. Yeah, I know. I usually use a measuring cup, but I've gotten to a point where I can pretty much eyeball it. You know, that's what happens when you do things a lot. You just get used to it. Yeah, I'm not using milk. I know some people are like, oh, you should use milk in your pancake batter. You know, if you're using a box mix, it tastes a lot better. Well, okay. Yeah, I get it. I agree with you. But sometimes you just have water on hand. And you know, with a little butter in the pan, it's not gonna make any difference. They're gonna taste great no matter what. Just a touch more, and then we'll be right to where we want. You want to be able to pour it, that, you know, not so it's too runny, but you want it just to be a little thicker. So yeah, right about that, right there. Yeah, runs right out the fork, so that's fine. I do have a whisk, but it's evading me right now. So we're gonna unwrap this bacon. And I like getting bacon from the meat department of the grocery store because it's usually a fair price, and you don't have to deal with the Ziploc packaging and all that. They wrap it in paper and, you know, a plastic bag. So for me, that works great. All right, so this is the Griswold, and I seasoned it 3 times yesterday. I put 3 layers of season on it, so it should be good. So, ooh, yeah. Yeah, now I will be adding, of course, some footage, some photos of what it looked like before I cleaned it up, because this thing was not ready to go. No, not at all. It had to be prepped. Had to be prepped. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Listen to that sizzle. That's happy. That's a happy pan. You betcha. All right, we'll just put that over there. All right. The bacon's sticking just a little bit, but you know what? That's because it's freshly seasoned. And you're going to get a little bit of stick when there's a high temperature and you get fat introduced to the high heat of the pan. It's going to stick a little bit. But the more you cook in it, the more resistant to sticking it's going to get. So I only have 3 layers of season on this since I took it down to practically bare over the weekend. And yeah, the more grease the merrier with this kind of stuff. But you know, it's a nice flat skillet. It's going to be great. It's going to get better with age. Well, it's already old, but I mean, you get it. Anyways, we're going to let that sit and cook for a little bit here. And crank the heat down just a bit so it simmers and continues to cook. And I have one of these. It's a grease deflection thing. So you just put it right over the top of the pan, and it keeps the grease splatter from, getting everything dirty. Because, well, bacon is very greasy. I couldn't really be eating it often, but thankfully I don't. Probably once a week. Once a week I'll have some bacon. I think that's reasonable, don't you? Anyways, put this back in the fridge. I know you probably want to see the fridge. Well, it's a monitor top. So, just come with me. It's right over there. There it is. 1935. That's right. 1935. It's a cool refrigerator, and I'm defrosting it actually right now. I turned it off last night, and it's continually melting and dripping into the chiller tray, and then I'll just pitch the water. It was pretty thick. So that being said, let's get us a little bowl. I like my eggs scrambled, as you well know. We'll get that going here. All right, 1, and there's 2. All right. Now, what about the skillet for the pancakes? Well, that would be the piqua. I'm going to use the Pequot. And I'm going to get a little butter. Got a little butter here. Good old butter. Yeah. We'll do the old fashioned and a little butter caddy here. We'll just put a little bit right in the skillet. Let it move around there. I don't want to burn it. There we go. Cut the heat down. Let that run around there. I think I burned a little bit of it, but not too bad. Well, gee, Rob, why don't you use Pam or something? Well, you know what? They didn't have Pam in the old days. Well, there's plenty of Pams, but not Pam spray. Yeah, I'm sure there were plenty of women named Pam, but they didn't come in spray cans. Anyways, let's get a fork here and get these eggs broken up a bit. Alright. Keep our cooking area clean here, our prep area. You know, if there's anything I've learned about a kitchen, it likes to get dirty really fast. Yes, sir. Alright. So, now we have our batter. Okay. And it's a 1930s, you know, Hamilton Beach batter bowl with the spout, the pour spout. This I had the whole set. It came with a mixer. Yeah. Model D right there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we like our old appliances, but you know what? They work. A nice big healthy pancake right there. Yep. Ooh, yeah. All right. Getting text. All right. So you should get a plate for these pancakes because, you know, once they get done, you want to put them in the oven so they stay warm. That's right. We need a little higher heat then. There we go. It's not quite ready to flip yet. Okay. We'll keep that out. I'll get my maple syrup because I'm going to need that. Yes, sir, I'm going to need that. There we go. Now I just buy the signature brand, you know, store brand maple syrup. It's 100% real maple. I don't do the Log Cabin or whatever, or Pearl Milling Company as it's called now. Previously Aunt Jemima. But yeah, I like the real stuff. The other stuff is just caramel colored corn syrup. That's what it is, with some maple flavoring. But you know, you really want that authentic taste. And something that's actually better for you, go with the real stuff. I know it costs a little bit more, but you know what? You're not going to be using a whole lot of it. No. And the less you use, I think the better taste, because you have to use more of the corn syrup stuff, and the actual maple stuff is a lot more flavorful. All right, well, this bacon looks like it's pretty near done here. Yeah, that will still continue to cook a little bit. That will still continue to cook on the paper towel while it drains off all that grease. Ew! That's right. All right, well, we can put that in here. Get some of that bacon fat off of my cook surface so I can prepare the eggs. I know this is smoking. What do you do with bacon grease? I usually pour a little bit of it in the trash and pour a little bit in the my bottle that I have in the fridge. I do keep bacon grease. I do. Not a whole lot, just enough for cooking purposes. There we go. I'll keep that nice and warm. All right. You know, people say, "Oh, you shouldn't be using a metal spatula on cast iron." Oh my gosh, what about your seasoning? You got a good seasoning, and it's not going to matter. It's not going to harm it. I know there's a lot of people that have difference of opinions on that. But if you're not doing this, you're going to be fine. Just got to be smart about it. You can use it. I mean, that thing is as old as the pan, probably. I use a lot of vintage old stuff, so, yeah. Anyways. And time for the second pancake. Yeah, well, might as well give it the rest of it here. Make one last big old pancake there. Alright. That's going to be a little on the ugly side, but I don't need more than 2. You know, if I want to make it more round, it's kind of... There we go. Now that is going to be a healthy pancake. It's going to be big anyways. Let's see. Let's pitch some of this oil. Bacon grease, I know. Alright. I like cooking with a little bit of bacon grease, but not a lot. Because, well, you know, it's not exactly all that healthy. But whatever tastes good is healthy, that's what I want to know. Right? If it tastes good, it's not healthy. Yeah, general rule of thumb, I guess, but there are exceptions. There's plenty of things that do taste good that are healthy. I guess it depends on your personal palate. Yeah. Alright. Well, this is fun. Are you guys enjoying this? Being in the kitchen with me? Cooking breakfast? Yeah, I think so. Cast iron breakfast? Yeah, I think it's fun. Yeah, so far this skillet is doing all right. It's not showing any real signs of sticking, but it is sticking a little bit. So maybe I need to season it a little bit more, possibly. There we go. That's a big one. Let's see here. Let's see, coffee. I need coffee. What am I doing not having coffee? I hate to turn my back to the camera, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm just moving around here. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like scrambled eggs, right? Yeah, I think so anyway. I like my scrambled eggs. I don't know why I like them that way, but everyone has their own taste. Sometimes, you know, a fried egg, sun side down or whatever, it's okay. I'm not against it. I'll eat just about anything, but I do have my preferences. Alright, come on, Biggie. That's right. That's a big pancake. Yeah. Got a little out of control. I think I used too much batter, but it's okay. We didn't have a whole lot. But yeah, this is fun. You guys get to see me breaking in the new Griswold. Yeah. From Erie, Pennsylvania. Now, why are Griswolds and Wagner wares just so, so iconic? Why do people only want those? Well, you can say it's almost like in the car culture. People either want Fords or Chevys. They're both great. They both do the same thing. But people like brand association. They like choosing a brand and sticking with it. They like loyalty. I think that's a human trait. But, I like my Dodge. I like Mopar stuff, you know. We all have our different reasons for liking certain brands, even though they're all the same thing, more or less. We like them for different reasons. But, they are quality pans, Griswold and Wagner ware. They're high quality. It's true. Now, there's a misconception about the old iron. People say, well, reason why new cast iron has a rough texture is because they don't have the same sand that they use for casting these things in. That's false. Sand hasn't changed. You can get sand. Sand's older than anything, okay? There's not a particular sand. There's many varieties of sand. I'm not going to say there isn't. But that's not the reason why cast iron today is rough. Now, hang on, I'll tell you. Let me put that there so I can wipe out the pan. Like a little cracked pepper and salt for my eggs. Let's see here. Where's the pepper? I can't find my pepper. Holy cow. What is up with that? Should be around here somewhere. I know, I just used it. Well, darn. I want to open a new one if I can help it. Jeez. Should I buy my percolator? Yeah. Anyways, well, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? Well, you know what? We won't do cracked pepper. We'll just do regular good old-fashioned McCormick's black pepper. Yeah. Shouldn't you have that in an old shaker? Well, I do have old shakers, but I don't use them enough, so they go stale in there. But this will work just for now. Since I can't find my cracked pepper. I know I have a new bottle. I don't want to open it just for this, because I know as soon as I open it, I'm going to find the other one that was already open. Murphy's Law, right? Absolutely. So, why is the old cast iron better, or smoother, I should say? It's not better. It's just smoother. Is it because of the sand? No, it has nothing to do with the molds. Not at all. Because, well, Lodge is still making cast iron. They've been around since the 1890s. 80s or 90s, I think. Lodge, yeah. Now, let's see here. Why cast iron rough? Well, because they like it rough. Sorry, I couldn't help it. No, because they like to have the seasoning stick. The seasoning will hold to the pan better if it's rough. Yeah. So, in the old days, like the Pequot, or the Griswold, or a Wagner, whatever, or a Wapak, or you choose the brand, they machined them. So they cast them, all right? And then they machined them. Especially mainly the cooking surface, they machined it. So they polished it all out. You know, they polished it all down, and they machined it. They ground it all down so it was nice and smooth. Now, that did slow down the seasoning. Well, they would coat them with oil, then sell them. They didn't season them. That was your job. Back in the day, you had to season your cast iron. They didn't do a pre-season. They did. I think they did a very elementary pre-season just to make sure they weren't going to rust. But when you got a brand new pan, it was brand new. And you had to break it in. You had to season it. So, they machined them. That's why they're smoother. Now people are taking brand new Lodge cast iron and grinding them down and making that finish on the inside of the pan, making it nice and smooth, which provides a better nonstick in my opinion. Is it the ultimate nonstick? Well, I mean, if you want to hear the unpopular truth, the unpopular truth is, well, I guess you just have to stay tuned. I'll be right back at you. I'm going to finish this, but you know, let's give you guys a look. Eggs and bacon, a nice little stack of pancakes made in the cast iron. Of course, we can't forget the old maple syrup, but I'm going to finish this. I'm going to get into it because you don't want to watch me eat. No, nobody wants to do that. That's terrible. Anyways, we'll be right back and we'll have some coffee talk. All right? Stay tuned.
Folks, here's a youngster whose mom really knows the score. You know what this is, Johnny?
Sure, it's juvenile.
Mm-hmm.
My mom gives me some every day. She says it's to make me gain weight and grow.
And, does it?
I guess so. I sure get awful hungry. Mom says I eat more than Dad does.
Does it make you feel good, too?
I always feel good. I'm pretty strong.
Well, by golly, I guess you are, young fella. I wouldn't want to tangle with you. You know, Johnny, I think that a lot of mothers would like to help their youngsters gain weight and grow, just like you. Mothers, the Council of Parents magazine commends Juvenile for your child. You see, Juvenile is the blood-building, appetite-building vitamin and iron tonic that your child may need to gain weight and grow, and for energy, too. And this is especially important during these summer months ahead because the youngsters play harder and they naturally burn up energy a lot faster. And believe me, the results may amaze you. This big 16-ounce bottle of Juvenile, now enriched with vitamin B12, is only $1.98 at all drugstores. And mothers, you know the youngsters really like Juvenile. Tell them why, Johnny.
Sure. Juvenile tastes like lollipops. It's good.
Well, I'm back. I know there's poor lighting in here. What are you going to do, right? Anyways, we got dirty dishes because that was a very good, nice breakfast on a mostly great day. It's been raining again. It's still been raining. Yeah. Gem of the Foothills is getting no reprieve from the rain, but you know, they all say we need it. It's true. We did. We've hit that mark where we're good now. Yeah. Anyways, got some coffee. I'm just sipping along after a nice pancake breakfast. And you know what? I think the old Griswold did a good job. She could use probably one more seasoning. I think so. But I'm going to heat it up and then throw it under some hot water and use just a little bit of dish soap to get some of the bacon grime out and dry it and warm it up and just apply a little bit of olive oil to it, and that should help it out. Anyways, as I was saying, what was I saying at this, that before I had to eat breakfast, before I had to eat and run? Oh, right, the old cast iron was machined. It was machined. So your Griswold, your Wagner, your Pequot, your Chicago, your Wapak, all the brands there are out there that existed at one time, they all mostly machined their pans. Their cookware was all machined to be smooth. That's right. Now, reason why that was because, well, they wanted to have a good cooking surface that was going to be non-stick, because this is life before Teflon was, invented. At the time these pans were made, DuPont was not making Teflon. They were making dynamite. That's what they started off with. I didn't know if you knew that, but yeah, dynamite was one of the first products DuPont started manufacturing, was explosives. Anyway, so some pans or some manufacturers only did the cook surface, the walls and the inside, and also the pour spouts. They machined those. They machined them down so they were smooth. Now, reason why Lodge doesn't do that anymore is because they want to do quick pre-seasoned pans, high turnover. So when they cast their iron, their pans and their cookware, they take it out and it carries along a little conveyor belt thing, and they all hang and they go through they get sprayed with oil and they go through an oven and they get seasoned all at once. So for that to happen and be effective, the rough cast iron holds to it better. It doesn't let it all just run off, because if they used machined iron, they would have to repeat the process several times. It would take more money and more time. So this is a lot faster with the rough iron. Now, you have probably seen guys on YouTube taking their Lodge, their modern Lodge cast iron, and grinding it down and finishing it, and then re-seasoning it, and they have a smoother surface. Well, that's great if you want to do that. There's no problem with that. It's not against the law. It's not bad to do. But there are boutique cast iron manufacturers out there today, Stargazer, Field, and there's a few others out there. I'm not remembering the names at the moment, but they all machine them. They're nice, they're quality, but you're going to be spending the same price for those as you would an antique. Yeah, I did get a very, 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 very good deal on that Griswold. I've been wanting a Griswold for, years. Oh, years. I wanted an old Griswold skillet probably for at least 10 years. I got one now, and I found it at a thrift store, and I paid next to nothing for it. But if you want, compare the prices of, say, a Field or a Stargazer, okay? Now, they're beautiful pans. They're not my style. They're just a little modern for my taste, but they work great from what I understand. But they are machined so they have a smoother surface, unlike your Lodges. But you're going to be spending close to $300 for any number of pans out there that are made today, that are machined and well made. You're going to pay for quality. But for this same pan that I bought, if I wanted to replace it at any time by, well, you know, with a one on eBay or from a dealer, I would be paying about $250 to $300 for that pan. Now it's the number 9. It's a standard size. They're plentiful. You can find them for less than that, of course. Yard sales, estate sales, Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. You can find Griswold. Something you might have to do some work on it. You might have to refurbish it. You might have to take all the old gunk off or some rust and re-season it. That's part of the fun. I did that over the weekend. As I said, there will be a slideshow showing the before and after photos. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, it's fun to work on this stuff. I know not everybody's into working on things or restoring things or cleaning them, but cast iron's easy. Really isn't that hard. I just used oven cleaner. The yellow cap, easy off oven cleaner. It's got lye in it, so it's pretty aggressive. You want to wear gloves and use it in a well-ventilated area. But it took everything off, and it came out beautiful. As you will see the before pictures, and you can have a comparison. But some people have stoves that have self-cleaning ovens. You can also use that to clean cast iron, which is, it can be pretty good. The results can be pretty good. Or a lot of people, they swear by their e-tank. They have the electrolysis method that they use. And if you have an outside area where you can have a big vat of water and hook it to a car charger, fantastic. That's great. I don't have that luxury because I don't have my own space. I share it with neighbors, and we have cats that come through the yard and other small dogs and everything. So having that going on is kind of toxic for animals, and you don't want them around it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the little slideshow, and maybe we'll do some more cast iron cooking videos in the near future. But well, I'm going to finish my coffee, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll be back soon with some more content. I should be expecting a package today, and I will do, I don't know if I'll do an unboxing, but I'll have something definitely to share in our next video. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.